What's up? What's up, everybody? We are live. I am RMI, CEO, founder of NEWFANS. And we have Young Boss Cook in the building. We have Double R in the building. We have Ella Banks in the building. And we have contest winner, Deathbeam. Also known as Julian Wilson. How you feeling, brother?
Doing good, feeling great. Loving life.
That's what's up.
What's happening? What's happening? Uh, Welcome to the NEWFANS winners contest interview. Um, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and share with us a little bit of your journey. I know we talked a little bit before we got on here, and it's a long journey, but
Yeah, you gotta remember, I'm 45 years old. I'm not young, so it's been a minute.
well, well, go ahead and hit us with a little chronological timeline of events that got us to this point.
Well, I was born in New York. Stayed there for a minute till I was about 7 or 8. Then moved out to California. I didn't know nothing about music back then, but what got me started on the whole music journey of me making music and loving music was when I was about 9 or 10, and my brother had a birthday party. And he was they pulled out the mics. It's the Wu-Tang, man. And they had the instrumental on. They pulled out their little fake mics and they all started rapping and shit. And I was into it, man. They did like 2 songs and I was just sitting there. I didn't know what they were saying, bro. But it just was cool. So during the party they were doing, I just ran upstairs, try to find the nearest boombox to see if I could do the same exact shit, and I couldn't find none. So I cut on my Sega Genesis, bro, and started playing the music on the Sega Genesis Ultra Beats and started rapping and singing to that shit, for a minute. And then, time passed by. I didn't do nothing with music for a minute, you know. And then my sister started singing and making music. And I ain't gonna lie, I was jealous, and I knew I was writing in the background. I didn't do too much. But when I got to Vegas, I met people, that was doing the same thing, rapping on the street, rapping in clubs, doing that, battle rapping. So I started to join the crew, and it went away for a little bit, because I really didn't think I was good enough, and I really was putting myself down on a lot of things. And when I got older, it was still there. I was writing throughout my years of my life, book after book after book, just keep filling up, and I was, every time I hear a song, I just replace their words and just put my words in there. Hair, Tupac, Scarface, all that. I just erased them out of that shit and just, put my own words to it. And eventually it came into the point where I turned in like 30, 37, 38. And I met some people that wanted to do a song on my little stream of music. And I was playing video games, streaming and shit during the COVID era, and just put the music together then. And then they said it was good and just ran with it, man. Can't hear you.
My bad. I muted myself. But yeah, that's a little. I appreciate that. I know you got a lot to share. I know it's we can go days with the experiences you had in the music industry, just in general on your journey. But I want to touch on, you know, like like how did you like get started? Like, what was the like moment where you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this? I know you said you've been doing like you did it for a while, but what was that moment where it's like I'm gonna start and I'm gonna keep going till I get where I'm trying to go?
Yeah, well, like I said, I was streaming and I was doing video games and things, and I always had non-copyright music on there. And and one day I said, let me put some words to this shit. Playing Apex. Let me go ahead and put these words to this, and that's what I did. Wrote it down. I got good feedback, so I said, you know what? Let me give it a try. So I did. Went out, bought me equipment, got me some things together, and I knew from there I could do something. You know, it was taking everything out of my trunk of tricks and my backpack of all my music and just run with it, man. Because that's what started me out of everything was just me streaming, and and then one day I just had an intro, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe just go ahead and make a rap version to what I'm doing, and I did that, and I got a little bit good feedback, not a lot, but it was good enough for me to go all the way.
Okay. Okay. With that being said, um, I know you said you touched a little earlier on like the on and off experiences with
Mhm.
music, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so with that being said, like how like well, what are some of the challenges you faced at that time? I know you said you touched on your confidence a little bit, but could you go in depth about that? What are some of the challenges you faced along the way, and enlighten us as to what you made it through?
All right. Well, I made through a lot of tough challenges moving and being in tough places where I couldn't be able to do my music. Losing my job. You know, um, being homeless at one point. You know, and not being able to pursue anything I wanted to do. So I had to concentrate. I had to make a sacrifice. Either do what I love to do, my hobby, or get a job and get straight with my family. So that's what I did. But the major challenges are for those or the exact reason is that when I was growing up is that embarrassment and scared of being a failure was the main reason. There is no other reason other than that. Because I literally every time I stepped on the stage, every time rapped in front of my friends, they say it was good. But as soon as I did it in front of a lot of people, I didn't have the confidence, and I refused to go through that embarrassment again. So I put it in the back of my head, but still kept doing my thing. But as far as now, my challenges are different than was back then.
Okay. Can you touch on those a little bit?
Sure. Artists. It's hard to find artists that will work with me because of my limited things that I have. When you look at other producers and other people that have money that put into their business and things like that, and they have the artists to back them. And then when I meet an artist, they want to know what I have, and they think I'm not up to par. you know, it's true that I don't have the studio that they would dream of. I don't have the equipment they dream of, but I release quality, decent music, and but they think I have more. But as soon as they find out what's going on, they want to like trickle off. So it's hard for me to find good artists that stick with me. I have a few, but there's ones I really wanted to work with that had talent that you know.
I can definitely feel that. Some people don't have the vision.
Mhm.
They want everything right then and there.
Yep,
You know,
the
and my
studio
thing,
time, yeah,
yeah,
money.
especially I don't know what your terms were, but especially if you offering, I would assume you would offer some studio time and things like that. Uh,
Mhm.
and you at least at a discount or free for free.
It's
Uh,
on my page. It's free, man.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it's free, at least try it out. But every artist ain't. Some people got their standards, and you can't force people to try to work with you. Maybe it wasn't in God's plan. But I do
Yeah.
want to tell you, you're not a failure because you're a father. You got 5 kids. They alive. They breathing.
Mm,
They fed. They in the same house with you.
yeah.
Uh, that's all that matter right now. We're gonna leave that where it's at.
Right.
But with that being said, touching on your kids, man, like why do you do this? What is the reason for pursuing your dreams? Like, why do you get up and keep going and keep striving to chase this dream that you have, in spite of all your adversity?
I can't stop. You know, it's like I can't go without listening to music. I'll go sleep
Yeah.
to it. You know, it's like it's you can't kick it. You know, once you in this industry, you in the music, it's hard to get out. You know, I try taking my breaks and putting myself with my kids, but as soon as somebody cut the radio on, I'm back. You know, it don't even matter. You know, I try. I live and breathe waking up to music, going to sleep to music, and every time I do the same thing, I envision myself making that song, or envision myself inputting my style into the song, or envision myself in it. You know, and I just can't stop. You know, I love it. It's addictive.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I like that answer. I think everybody would agree with that. Uh, I can relate. I can't help but do something that has to do with music. For the past 2 hours, I've been making beats, so
Be
I get
night,
it.
be morning, be day, nighttime. Next thing you look.
Yeah, I can't turn on the radio. And I can't listen to the radio. I stop and I be like, man, I could be doing something myself instead of listening to somebody else making making them some money. But yeah, I appreciate that answer. That was a great answer. Uh, can we talk about an event that in particular that like something you can remember, something you can recall along your journey that inspired you to like keep going even though things not may not be working in your favor, or you might be having a little adversity. Is there a moment where it was like, you know what, you know, uh, this is for me. I should keep doing this because
Mm,
uh, whatever feedback or whatever happened inspired you to keep going.
all right. Well, during the time I was going to quit again, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of all the not getting no views, not nobody listening to me and things like that. You know, I met a person, you know, online, and she said she was a singer, and I told her I can write something, and if you can, you can sing it for me. And I had a beat that I made, and I gave it to her, and when she sung it, it was perfect, you know, and I gave it to my family. You know, I showed my family, and then my mother was like, "Don't stop. This is good. Whatever you're doing right now, son, you better take advantage of what you have and this gift that you have of putting things together and making this type of music. You should keep going." And I listened to her. You know, my mom was a big inspiration of me keeping going because I was quitting. I was going to set it down and just say, you know what, I can't do it no more. But with her feedback and her showing me that love for what I do and support, it was tremendous and gave me the will to keep going.
Yeah, shout out to moms. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't for her,
Uh,
man. I'm telling
yeah. That I can appreciate that answer because I got the same kind of motivation myself, same kind of support system. So
you.
my mom. So I definitely understand that. Um, but let's touch on, like you said, you wrote a song for a particular artist, right? So
Yes.
I want to know. Well, we want to know. Um, your process for creating a new song. Like, how do you go about like create, like start from from scratch? Like you make the song, maybe you have the beat or
Hmm.
whatever, and maybe you got like a raw. I'm assuming you got like a roster or a
Hmm.
contact list of artists. Do you start with the artist? Like, hey, I'm gonna try to make a beat for this artist, or do you just make the beat and then like decide like these two artists will sound good or this artist will sound like? Describe your process for us, please.
Okay, the process first is first I write, and I have a lot of writing. I usually put them together. But the beat will be the secondary thing. My writing and everything like that, then the beat. And then I envision, what it would sound like for me personally, saying, the melody, the breaking points, the highs, the lows, how would I put it together? And I start listening to artists' voices to see if they fit what I want, and I have a few of them I like. I got a lot of good singers and rappers as well. And the melody and everything I come up with during that time, and then I try to fit their voice when I listen to them. I fit their voice into, how it would sound. And if it sounds like their voice fits the track, I will ask them, and that's how the process goes. It's always going for a lyrics. Two, I I get a beat, and I see which one fits my lyrics because I usually it can be both though. Melody first, then the beat. Get the beat, the melody, then the words. But usually I have my words done first, and then I repurpose it into the beat and things like that.
Okay, okay. I know everybody has uh, their particular routine when it comes to something like that.
Yeah, you can make a lot of ways.
Yeah, I'm just interested, because you basically a record label. So uh, I'm just interested to
What
know.
man army?
Yeah, yeah. I'm interested to know how you go about, compiling a good structured song because the song you submitted was great. And with
Thank you.
that being said, how did that song come to be?
Wow, man. It was actually pretty easy. See, life is my lyrics. Plain and simple. What I experience or what I want to experience. Things like that. Um, I think everyone had a connection through summer. You know, you know how you have a connection with someone, and then the summer's over, and it was only a 2 week relationship, but it lasts. It was so great. It lasted. It feel like it lasts for years. When it's only 2 weeks. Or 2 months. However you think, and it's just like, what did you do? Got good food, or you got some cheap food. You know what I mean? Or you just riding around with your girl, going to the beach, or things like that. And it's basically something that is relatable, a little catchy, and from and going through that type of experience have made me be able to create that song.
Okay. And did you know that you were going to pick or work with
Oh
Zero?
yes, oh yes,
Okay.
oh yes. I knew that from the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I did my research on him too.
yeah,
I assumed he would be here today, so I had some questions.
yeah. I tried to get him in here. He said he had to go to work, so I was like, oh man, all
Yeah,
right. Look, Rose told me that she couldn't make it, so I was like, damn it, it's all
yeah.
good.
I mean,
I'll
it's
talk.
all good. It's all good. Like I told you before, I do my research, so I had did some listening to his other music, and I was like, and I was interested to know if, I guess I'll ask this question now. Have you helped him with any of his other songs that I've listened to? Like, for example, I forget the name of the song. It's called Scuba Diving, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's pretty good. No, those things are his productions. How he does. When they
Okay.
come to me, it's I accept their advice and things, but it's my music, and you know, and I have no problem with him ever asking me to use anything. But if he ever asks me for advice, as he already has sometimes, and I have no problem giving it, and but that's his music. I don't touch those.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to know if y'all had worked together on any previous.
Well, we have a few songs, just hasn't ain't out yet. I
Okay.
haven't on my face, I ain't my Instagram yet, but we have a
Okay.
few.
Uh. Okay. So, with that being said, how like what about your what is your, I guess, your process and your terms for working with an artist? Like, how do you go about the business part of your collaborations?
Well, I submit a contract, a lawyer's contract for them, not for me. Just to help them because my music is free. I don't charge anyone. I put the music out there for them to listen to, vibe to, and that's what my goal is for them to like my music, click on my songs, be like, okay, I'm gonna ride to this today or whatever. But I give them a contract of royalty free music and give them the beats they can have and the three beats they can use on their track or use it with me however they want. And if they submit to me, they have 7 days, 7 days 7 days to either create something with me or I write it or they write it themselves and they can use it how they want. But if I write it, it's going on my shit. You know what I mean? If I write the song, you can use it however you want, but it's going on my Instagram, it's going on my Facebook and everything like that. And I write the terms in the contract. That's what I do. I let them know that it's a free service. They don't have to pay for anything, and I try to get as many artists as I can, and that's the business of how I go. They talk to me. I tell them I give them a contract. They read through it. If they like it, you know, they sign up for the
Okay.
7 days.
Okay, I like it. I like it. That's interesting. It's not too many people offering free things in
Oh
the
yeah,
world
oh
today,
yeah, I know.
especially in the music industry. Right? You know,
Mhm.
it's a little give and take, but
Yes,
most of the time people rather take. But
there's a stipulation in there that benefits me. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. There's a
Well,
stipulation saying if they don't finish, I finish the song myself, and I keep it all the way through.
okay.
You
Do
know?
you? So you don't have any concern about the masters unless you write the lyrics.
Yes. Yes, if
Okay.
they write it themselves and they write it themselves and they want me to mix and match it, produce it however they want me to do, and I give them the beat for it or I make the beat how they want, however they want, and I give it to them. They finish in 7 days. It's all theirs. They do what
Okay.
they want.
Okay. That sound like a deal. I can't knock it. I don't understand why more
While I'm
people
doing
don't.
it,
I was
Yeah.
about to say, because honestly, if say somebody blow up doing one of them songs that he done helped them with, that's still helping him. Because though it might have been a free service for them, they done blew up, and now people want to know, hey, who mixed that down for you? Who produced this? Like,
yeah,
I
I
was gonna
honestly,
say,
understand.
what about?
All I want, but all I want them to do is just put my name. I
Yeah.
ask them.
So you
That's all
want
the
the credit,
stipulations.
right?
Just put my name in the credits or put my
yeah, that's what
name
I'm
on the
saying.
thing.
That's why I'm like, it's a
Yeah,
win-win.
yeah. And a lot of people turn me down. Trust me, a lot.
Maybe you need to come over here to the new fan
I was
side,
about to say, where
man.
you at again?
Uh,
I'm in 29.
Where
I'm
you at
in
again?
29 Palms, man. I'm in 29 Palms. You know, California, man. Ain't nobody traveling out here,
Because
man.
me, I'm not right now. I'm in New York, but we can make some changes. I'm already about to move there. I'm just saying,
I
like,
was,
if they don't
I was
want to take up
gonna
I'm
say,
just,
service, I
I'm just
put
here for the music. I'm just trying to help people make music. That's my goal, and to get people to listen to mine when they can.
I was
So
gonna say, Armand, we need to get him. We need to set him up with something, man. Cause we were just talking about uh creating like a new fans like compilation EP with
hmm
with all these artists and whatnot,
know a
and
lot.
I think you would be a great fit with your experience and whatnot. I
Yeah.
think you can help us get that done. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes.
Uh, but I want to get into um, first of all, how did you even hear about the new fans contest? Like, what
Man,
it?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't hear about you at all. Though somebody reached out to me and saw one of my songs and said, "Well, I want to join your new fans app, and this contest." And I never had a decent review before for any of my stuff. As you can see, if you look on my Instagram, I don't have a lot of followers. I don't have a lot of people clicking on my stuff. I got a lot of views, but I don't get a lot of comments or hearts or likes or anything. But when I saw you guys put it in there, I just wanted to see how good my song can be. So I wanted to test it. So I gave it to you.
Okay, where did that confidence come from?
The
Where
confidence? Oh, the
yeah.
confidence? Oh, see, those days are over. The days that I was like, oh, hell no, I'm going to be. No, that confidence is over because the simple reason that I know I make decent quality movies. I might make some bad ones, but I make some really good ones. So I thought that this one right here was worthy of giving other people to check out to see if it's worthy to be a good song. And I thought it was a good song, and that's why I gave it to you.
Okay. I was gonna say you miss more shots than you make, man.
Oh, yeah. Trust
There's not
me.
an NBA player with over 50%.
Boy. Man, I had to delete a lot of old ones that you'd be surprised how bad it was.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I think we all go through that trial and error
I
trying to
say,
find
we all have been there.
ourselves, mixing and master and all kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Especially when you DIY and
Mhm.
like when you first start off mixing and mastering your own shit,
Man,
you think it sound great, and then
yeah, it does sound great. And other people like, wait. Like, this is man.
then you go out in the car and play it. It sound like what the hell? This don't sound nothing like the shit I hear on the radio.
It sounded good on a mixer, but what the fuck, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro?
Right.
What happened?
I'm about to say I've been there.
I
Done, all
swear
right.
that remind me of my first time meeting y'all. I was in my bag like, oh, this sounds amazing. I'm about to beat everybody in this contest. And I was like, yeah, you might need to work on your mix. I was like, you know what? You might be right, but to me it sounded good. So it's all right. Next time it's cool. It's cool.
hmm
I was gonna
People,
say that
people,
that's
I
how
know
it
I've been
goes.
there. I already know.
You gotta have in any industry. I don't care if you're an athlete, entertainer, a doctor, a lawyer. You gotta have a unreasonable, illogical confidence in yourself. You gotta
hmm
believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
might think
like
it's bad, but I think it's good.
yeah,
Kind
exactly.
what
You
kind
know
of
what I'm
content?
saying? Because you're gonna hear a lot of negative comments anyway. So it's
Yeah. Trust me,
like
I've heard people that's online that, you would think they're offbeat. The beat's not that great, the quality's not that great, but if you actually listen to the song, if you had some help, it'll be fire, bro.
yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are, but ain't nobody got thousands of dollars right now. Most people don't. So
Mm-hmm.
to put into, especially put into no studio time, because I know I've
Mm,
spent thousands of dollars, and
damn.
it doesn't mean that it's gonna be a good song either. So
Yep.
you know you can pay money and go in the studio and drop some trash. It'd be like that. So it just depends on how you rocking. But
Yep.
I noticed you know I noticed you had a plethora of different artists. Um, is there anybody that you want to, I guess, give a shout out to or mention right now that had a hand in the creation of Summer Vibes?
Yes. Zelo, that's my boy. Did a good job with his vocals. He did everything just perfect. And then my feature, Luxury Rose. She's amazing. I've been working with her for like about 3 years, and she's just amazing. She always hits everything perfectly. I never have to write for her. Nothing. She comes out on point every single time. She is a diamond in the rough, and a lot of people should check her out. Luxury Ross. She is no joke, man.
Well,
Uh,
maybe she should come through and submit one of these times. We'll see.
yeah, I'll tell her. Yeah, she's good, man. And
I,
also got a girl that I haven't seen in a minute. She had a lot to do with me starting, and wish her well in her um record company and everything. Is Aim Rise. She's done Rockstar for me. She has done After Party for me. She has done Let's Get It. She has done a lot of songs for me that made my songs what it is, and she is very much appreciative. And I hope she come back one day.
hey, I can imagine that you have a pretty large circle of
Yeah,
art.
got about 12, 13.
That's a large circle. That's a large circle. I don't care what nobody say. You got more than one person. You doing something. You
And
doing something.
not to
Okay.
mention, the request where people sign the contract and I just do a song for them. Not to mention
I'm about,
those.
I'm about to say the Lord say if two should touch and agree, you got
Mm,
12. You know what I'm saying? So uh, you got something going, man. Like I said, you are not a failure. You here. Hopefully this inspires you to keep going, push the bar even higher, work with new artists, develop new relationships, um, get out your comfort zone, things like that. But I noticed that you said you don't really have a lot of followers and you don't really get a lot of feedback on social media. And
yeah.
I wanted to ask a question that normally RMI would ask, but I'm gonna ask it. Do you have a marketing strategy, or maybe do you have any kind, like, do you just make the song and drop it, or do you have any kind of idea of how to release your songs, or do let me know something. I want to know.
Well, I have an idea. We about 4 months ago, me and Queen Ash, my marketer, I just got her, and she's helping me convert my Instagram, my Discord, my YouTube, my Facebook. Also a miniature website for myself. Um, she has helped me trying to grow it, but it takes time. It will be there, but it takes time. Um, uh, as far as what I'm doing with my music before I drop it, no, I'm trying to create a way I can premiere it, and I do like the theme that she has created as far as making it videos. If I, videos instead of just putting my logo up there and just playing the music, give them something to look at, and so basically that she's helping me with a lot of marketing because I know nothing about it, man. If you would have saw my channel on my page, what about 5 months ago, you would have saw a mess. It's kind of a little, it's getting together. I got threads now. I got my link tree going. I'm trying to promote myself as much as possible for my music.
Okay. I mean, you got a few. You got us now. So
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was gonna say you got a lot of people now that at least I know between Armand, myself, Double, and Ella, we got a little experience on how to get our music out there.
Love
Uh,
advice.
we all have our different, tactics and things, uh, but they all stem from the same place. Uh,
Oh
I
my god.
will say, I will say, that's a whole different monster. Uh,
Mm,
it
I,
re- I don't know how much you are into reading,
a lot.
but I would suggest you read what you don't know. You know, they say if if they want to hide it from somebody, they put it in the book. So, if you want to know about marketing, I would suggest you get into some reading, buy some reading material, get into that, especially digital marketing, because it's the new thing. You don't have to get out there and push DVDs and tapes anymore. You got to be able to market yourself to people all over the world. So, uh, I know Armand can personally help you from my personal experience. I think everybody can vouch for her. Any questions you have, I would definitely shoot them her way. Um, with that being said, I don't know. Where we begin? Oh, okay. I only have a couple more questions, unless anybody else has any questions. But
Yeah, I
uh,
got a question.
okay, go ahead.
I wanted to know like what's
Can't hear you.
what's the can you hear me?
I can't hear him. I can hear you now. That you?
Can you
Here
hear me
you
now?
go. A little bit. You like video tone.
I think it's the
Like
earbud.
me.
Yeah.
I'm about to say it might be the earbud.
Yeah, I'm hearing feedback as well.
Well, I'm gonna let him get his sound together, and I'll ask you this. Uh, so I know you said you heard about new fans through somebody else, right? So, uh, with that being said, and you coming out on top, how did you how did you like your experience? Can you tell the folks that may be watching online right now or may see this video later of how your experience was and why you may have liked it or disliked it? Whatever you have to put in on that particular note. Let us know what you felt.
No problem. I was kind of surprised, to tell you the truth. I actually thought it was going to be just a person just reviewing music and that's it. Just put the music on and decide after, get feedback after the song. You guys was very detailed in which I liked, and which I didn't like, y'all detailed why that you didn't like it. And not only that, um, the participants was there in the chat, and they were all supporting each other, and that's what you like to see. Seeing people support each other, no hatred, and not only that, you gave everybody a fair shot, and tell you the truth, it was a good experience, and whoever goes into the next one, they should have a good experience as well. And I think it's going to get better and better. I can't wait to see how far you guys go with that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's a new one, RMI. Chalk that question up. I thought hard on that one. Uh, I snuck
I
that one
wasn't
in.
ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
You ready now, Double? Does your sound good?
Yeah, I think I'm back. I'm back.
Oh
My
yeah, you
bad.
good. You good now.
I had to put the AirPods out. But I was gonna say like, what's the message? Would you say like you trying to give off as an artist? Like, what you want people to get from your music?
Experience of my life, because basically what I write is my life, and I want people to, you know, realize they have support around them and learn from that support and and get the experience now, and don't wait until life teaches you that lesson. You don't want to wait till you're 30 and 40 and regret the things that you've done when you were young. So we give us as adults, we give you, and people who through music as well, we give you these things, tools for you guys to use what is right and what is wrong. And my experience through my music gives you my experience to show you what I have done in my life that can maybe help you make the left instead of making that right like I did.
I like that.
I like that.
I
Yeah,
like.
me too.
Yeah, that was a good one. I felt that one in my soul. I felt that one. Uh, yeah. Uh,
I got
I
this stuff.
got I got one thing. I got one thing I want you to explain to me. Uh, and then anybody who has any questions can take the floor because this is my last question. Hey, what is Death Beam music?
I already knew that question gonna come up, and it's Death Beam music is from actually the music part. You can just scratch that. All right, it was Death Beam. I was playing a game. Okay, it's kind of a little embarrassing, but I love the game. Man. I don't care. It was called DC Universe. I played that game, and there was a combination move that makes Superman does his eye beam and burn the shit out of your ass and kill you instantly. People knew me on that game because that's all I did. I was a spammer. I just spammed it, and they took my J Rock name and replaced it with Death Beam in the forums, and I just ran with it. And so I've been Death Beam ever since for almost 20 years, man.
Okay.
I just added music because when my stream it comes up Death Beam, it was Death Beam Gaming, and then when I started making music, I added Death Beam Gaming and music, and then I just took the gaming off of Pit Music, and then that's what I started my record like that.
I was gonna. Yeah, sounds like you got your marketing name there, your logo and catchphrase. I was gonna say, you got that on lock right now. I
Yeah,
honestly thought
and
it had,
then everything.
yeah, I thought it had something to do with Star Wars for a minute.
People
Uh,
think it's that or Dragon Ball.
yeah, I was gonna say
Mhm.
I definitely thought it was Star Wars, like the Death Star, Death Beam. But thank you for explaining that.
No
Anybody
problem.
else got any questions for my man Julian?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. I have a
yeah, quick
question.
question to piggyback
Okay,
off his
go ahead, Ella.
answer. Um, you've been playing DC Universe recently?
Not recently. I haven't played DC
I
Universe
was
in
about to say because if,
years.
if your name is that on there now, I feel like you might have killed me like 2 months ago. Um,
Oh, well, not me. That somebody
I
stole
was
it.
about to be tight
I was
because
very popular. I ain't gonna lie. I was very popular in that game. I
okay,
was one of the highest
I
levels.
just try to make sure because I be
It
playing DC
wasn't me.
Universe from time to time. And yeah, okay, I
About
just had
six
to
years
make sure we
ago,
ain't had DC Universe beef.
you probably did. You probably did. God Dynasty was my clan name. I had basically all the strong people in there. Everybody loved me because I was in the forum just challenging everyone to be on my wall of shame to face me in PvP. Ain't nobody was kicking my ass. I was kicking everybody's ass online.
And
I was
I
just
lost all my PvPs, so I feel like we might have crossed paths and low key got some DC
I'll
Universe beef
guarantee
going on. I don't know. Gotta
you.
go. Gotta figure that out. Just need to know right quick. My bad.
Mm,
Okay. Um, how do you collect your fans' data?
me?
Yeah.
don't collect my fans' data. I collect their names. Anyone that I see on there, I check their likes and I click it and see who it is, and I just try to connect to them again. So if I see them there, I'll just go and tag them if I can. That's
Okay,
it.
definitely start collecting their data, their names, emails, phone numbers. That way, every time you come out with a project, you're not, trying to reach out to different people. You can retarget the same people over and over again. Once you start collecting that, and new fans, of course, helps you do that.
Okay, I'll definitely put that on there.
I was gonna
Third.
say that definitely get into
Got
the app. I feel like it'll benefit you, um, especially with your particular set of skills. Um,
I would like
everybody,
to try that, but I just think that I don't want to sell my music though. That's why I didn't put my music down there. I don't know if you guys are sellers or give it out free.
you
So
can give it out for free, or like there's an option where you can basically put it up for donations, and if they don't give no money, they can download it for free, or they can give you $1 or pay you
whatever,
$100. You know what I'm saying? So
whatever's good.
yeah,
I,
but I mean, but my thing is, you need it out there.
oh yeah, I
Like
will.
Yeah,
whether
you can set the price for $0 and then set it as pay what you want. So if they want to give you something, they can give you something. If they want to just get it for free, they get it for free. But at least you have that option up there.
Okay, I appreciate that. Then I will do that
but you
today.
get the data in return though.
Oh,
So
all right,
that's the
there.
thing. So
Oh,
so when they download it, you'll get their email and their name.
oh
So
man.
yeah, and then you can go in turn once you get enough, like maybe you get like 20, 35, something like that, people to download it, you can release something again and then forward that release to their emails, directly to their emails.
I'll
Uh,
definitely do that.
yeah. Hey, ain't nothing. And, that's what we here for. New fans. We try to help everybody.
glad
Uh,
I glad I got you guys.
yeah.
Because when I saw it, I was like, oh no. Then I saw it was legit. I was like, yes, finally found somebody who's who's
You
real.
heard it first from Julian Wilson. It's legit, y'all. He said it's legit. Like, okay, it's not a scam.
You got to do your research, man. Because I did a lot of research on all the people that did the same thing, try to do all kinds of promotion. I fell for it one time, not gonna lie, and now I do research on everybody that ever offers me anything. Very important now.
Any Does anybody have any more questions? No.
Mm, that's
Well, with that being said, new fans, we out.